Welcome to my grow room, or should I say the basement. Let me show you what is growing on. This is my setup for seedlings that I've used the last 2 years. It's been great, and it's actually only at half capacity right now. You can see my second shelf locked and loaded, but we don't need it just yet. I want to give you a few minutes overview of what I've been doing. Now, after all those seed videos, let's see them in action. This first tray we're looking at is planted, mid-February, so it hasn't had a lot of progress, but that's because it's mostly peppers, and they're very slow. These first two rows here are straw flowers, and I'm starting to get some true leaves. Straw flowers seem to grow quite slowly. I have a couple different colors there. I'm very excited to dry those. Then I have some peppers, which I have about one pepper for most of the varieties I grew. I actually lost a lot of peppers because their seeds are staying on them. That seed looks like I'll be able to get it off pretty easily. But a lot of them were just, as someone has called, like helmet seeds, where they were totally covered by the seed head and the leaves were not out. So this is that series of tragedy. I shared a video about my frustrations with that earlier this last month. But now we're making some progress. This is an interesting set of herbs. Right here in the front, we have some lemon thyme that I propagated from a plant I bought. I have some green onions from the grocery store that I forced to live in water for 2 months. So they're scrawny, but now they're in some soil, and I know they're going to really thicken up and grow some nice, healthy leaves for me. I started doing that because I actually was told by my mom that she hasn't bought green onions from the store in years, and I thought, well, why am I wasting money on green onions if I could just A, either grow the ones from the store, or B, plant the seeds. Speaking of that, I have some chives right here. Itty bitty, they're starting to put on their second leaf. And then I have a rosemary in the back that I propagated as well because I don't feel like I have enough rosemary, so I'm starting a second plant. It grew roots really quickly. Moving on over, and this shelf is right about 5 feet high. I'm about 5'10", but I'm on my tippy toes for this. Sorry if it's a little shaky. This tray is a bunch of green onions. You can see my goal is to never buy green onions again, so we have lots of green onions. These 2 rows are empty. I filled them up and told myself I'd put something in it, and then I haven't yet. And then these 2 on the closest side here are lettuce. And they're just starting to germinate. You can see some of them are stuck in their seeds too. And then this little guy right here is some Greek oregano. So I have several oregano plants going. It's kind of hilarious how small they are in the beginning, but I've grown oregano from seed before, so I'm optimistic at least one of those will make it. And then in the back I have my thermometer because down here I worry about the temperature, and it is staying around 70. This is the warmest I've seen it, 72. So not ideal for peppers. Next year I think I will buy a heat mat because I do think that's contributing to my slow germination. You can see here, this one's labeled. We've got some gomphrena, some strawberry fields gomphrena popping up here. Got 3 plants. They're kind of a pretty cherry color pink. I have another kind of gomphrena from Johnny's, but that has not germinated yet. That seed is actually like 4 years old, so I'm not sure it will germinate, but we'll try. I didn't mean to skip these. These are my cherry tomatoes, my super sweet 100s. I didn't realize I planted 5, but we had great germination. That's a new seed packet. And then back here, Isis candy. Literally all 4 of those emerged since last night. That's incredible. So in less than 24 hours, I went from 0 Isis candy to almost 4. I will have to do surgery on this one, maybe. And then the last cherry tomato variety I have is over here. That's my Sun Golds. They're a hit. Great germination on those 2. That seed was a year old. Here in the middle of all that, I have some winter veggies, and they're starting to get a little dry, so I'll probably need to water them soon. I have lots of lettuce. So this is where my lettuce is. That's more lettuce than I need. Very, very lettuce rich, if I can get all those to live. And then I have my little kales, different kind of scarlet kale, Toscano kale. I have, I There's one other kind of kale. The dazzling blue kale. Yeah, but they all look the same right now. And then over here, it's a secret. I'll reveal it. I have a whole nother world of peppers. World, round, whatever you'd like to say. I have another generation of peppers because I was so worried about the other ones that I started all of the varieties over, except for the experimental ones from the grocery store. I did not restart those. So I am going to be great on peppers. These I've only had in the soil for maybe a week. That's the overview. It's nice to see some green. Not a lot of big plants yet, but we're past the threshold of 0 mature leaves. Now we have some that are setting on their first set of leaves. And I'm fertilizing them now. They're old enough, they're getting fertilized. So thank you for joining this garden tour, and stay tuned to see these guys grow.